everyone, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Maths with Sonia Ratra. Today we have lecture 2 of trigonometry, in which we will be discussing about trigonometrical ratios of standard angles using palm trick. So let's start the session. The topic for the session today is to find the value of trigonometrical ratios of standard angles, which are 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree using palm trick. So let's start. Here we have the standard angles. Now we will understand today a trick. That means all the standard angles are on your palm. Just looking at the palm, you can understand the values of all the standard angles of trigonometrical ratios. And the standard angles are as is displayed on the screen. These are the standard angles: 0, 30, 45, 60 and 90. No other angle, just these 5 angles are your standard angles in trigonometrical ratios. No 31, 47, 62, 75, nothing. Only 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree are called as standard angles for trigonometrical ratios. Now we have 5 fingers on our palm. So here we have the 5 standard angles on our palm. Just look at the fingers of your palm. We will give certain values to every finger of the palm. The little finger has been taken as 0 degree. In standard angles, the least value is 0 degree and little finger is the smallest. So that way you can remember that little finger will be taken as 0 degree. Little finger and the least value. So 0 degree will be taken for little finger. Then you have ring finger. Ring finger will be taken as 30 degree. Next to ring finger we have the long finger, which you call as middle finger also. It will be taken as 45 degree. Then we have the index finger, which is sometimes called as pointer finger. Okay, this will be taken as 60 degree. And last we have the thumb. Thumb will be taken as 90 degree. Thumb is the fattest of all the 5 fingers. So the biggest value has been awarded to thumb. So starting from the little finger, in the ascending order we are moving. So 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. Starting from the lowest little finger, we keep on moving in the ascending order. So you have to remember which values have been awarded to each finger, because they will be same for sine, cosine and tangent. They won't change. So first of all, let us see the palm formula for all these ratios: sine theta, cos theta and tan theta. So first of all, let us see the formula for sine theta. It is square root of fingers below upon 2. Remember, this denominator 2 is not inside the root, only the numerator, in which I have written fingers below. So when I will make you understand each ratio, that time it will be clear what is the meaning of fingers below. Then we have cos theta. Cos theta's formula is just the reverse: square root of fingers above upon 2. Okay, so these two formulae you remember. For sine theta it is square root of fingers below upon 2, and for cos theta it is square root of fingers above upon 2. Next we have tan theta. Tan theta is a combination of sine theta and cos theta. So it is the numerator as well as the denominator is inside the square root. So it is square root of fingers above upon fingers below. Remember, in this the square root is for the numerator as well as denominator. So it is square root of fingers above upon square root of fingers below. So what is this above and below? It will be clear in the next slide. First of all, let us learn the one shot method to standard angles. Let us first of all take cos. So let's draw the palm once again. So once again let us recollect. The little finger is 0 degree, the ring finger is 30 degree, the long finger is 45 degree, the index finger is 60 degree and the thumb is 90 degree. So see the direction. This is what will tell you when for cos theta, if you remember, we said square root of fingers above. So that's why from little finger we have to move above. From little finger we have to move in the direction as is visible in the on the screen. So this is the way we will count the number of fingers in this direction. So let's start. First of all, let us take cos 0 degree only. So if I look at my little finger and just concentrate and keep looking on the fingers and count the number of fingers in the direction in which the arrow has been marked. How many fingers are above the little finger? There are 4. So the formula is square root of fingers above upon 2, which means square root of 4 upon 2, and you know 4 is a perfect square number. So square root of 4 becomes 2, denominator is still 2, so 2 upon 2 gives us 1. From here we get the value of the standard angle cos 0 degree. This is the trigonometrical ratio of standard angle 0. So here we have the value of cos 0 degree is equal to 1. So whenever you are solving any question and you come across cos 0 degree, so you substitute the value as 1. You have studied in the previous classes that cos, sin, tan, cosec, cot, sec are all connected with an angle, acute angles. So here we have started to take the values, numeric values. So today we will just discuss about the 5 standard angles. So here we have for only cos we are discussing. First we are discussing just about cos. So for cos 0 degree the value is 1. You have to remember this always. Then next to cos we have the ring finger, and that is 30 degree. So now you have to again count the number of fingers in the direction as it is marked on the screen. So how many fingers are above the ring finger? There are 3. So when I use it in the formula, cos 30 degree becomes equal to under root 3 upon 2, because above the ring finger I have 3 fingers. So square root of 3 upon 2. So this is the answer of cos 30 degree, because it cannot be simplified further. We will always see to it that can it be simplified further. If not, then this will become our answer. As you can see in cos 0 degree, we were able to solve. So therefore we simplified and got the answer as 1. Then we have cos 45 degree. Cos 45 degree is your middle finger. So above you have just 2 fingers, the index finger and the thumb. So what will be the answer? Square root of 2 upon 2. Now this can be simplified, because the denominator 2 can be written as root 2 into root 2. So the numerator and denominator we can cancel 1 root 2 and we can write it as 1 upon root 2. So when root 2 upon 2 is further simplified, we get the value of cos 45 as 1 upon root 2. Then we have the index finger. Index finger has been taken as 60 degree. So cos 60 degree. Now see how many fingers are above. We have only the thumb left. That means only 1. So it is square root of 1 upon 2. What is square root of 1? It is 1. 1 is also a perfect square number. So the answer is 1. Numerator is denominator is without any square root. So it is 2 as it is. So my answer for cos 60 degree is 1 by 2. Now what is left? The last standard angle, that is cos 90 degree. And if you look above 90 degree, is there any other finger you are having? No, we are not having any other finger. So the answer is root 0 upon 2. And we know root 0 is 0. 0 upon 2 is 0. So the value of cos 90 is 0. So whenever you come across an angle which is connected with cos, these are the values you have to remember. Immediately you substitute the values. If you see cos 60, you write half. If you see cos 30, you substitute root 3 by 2. If you see cos 45, you write 1 upon root 2. Cos 90, 0. Cos 0, 1. So these values you have to keep in your mind. Just commit it to your memory. Now next let us see one short to standard angle. This time we are taking sine. So again let's take the palm, see, look at the fingers, the same angles, the angles have not changed. Still the little finger is 0, ring finger is 30, long finger is 45, index finger is 60 and the thumb is 90. Now see the direction in which we will count the number of fingers. See, the direction has changed. Because the formula was square root of fingers below. That means you have to look in the downward direction. You have to count the fingers in the downward direction. Please remember this. For cos, the arrow was marked above because we were counting the fingers in the above direction. But for the formula for sine is the number of fingers below. So we will look in the direction as it is marked on the screen. So let's start. Now this time we have taken sine 90. Now when I look at the fingers of my hand, 90 degree has been awarded to thumb. Now how many fingers are below 90 degree? Yes, there are 4. So same thing, square root of 4 upon 2, square root of 4 is 2 we know, and 2 upon 2 gives us 1. So here we have the value of sine 90 degree, it is 1. So whenever in some questions if you will come across sine 90, don't forget to substitute its value, it is 1 always. Then next finger is your index finger, that is taken as 60 degree. So now we are working for sine 60 degree. And how many fingers are below? Just count the number of fingers. There are 3. So the value of sine 60 degree becomes square root of 3 upon 2, and since it cannot be simplified further, this is my answer. Next we have the middle finger, the long finger, which is taken as 45 degree. So now we will see for sine 45 how many number of fingers we have. We have just 2. So square root of 2 upon 2, you know, previously also we broke only 2 as root 2 into root 2. 2 is root 2 into root 2. 1 root 2 from the numerator and 1 root 2 from the denominator gets cancelled, and we have 1 upon root 2. So this is the answer of sine 45 degree. Sine 45 is 1 upon root 2. Then we have sine 30 degree. 30 degree is your ring finger. How many fingers are below? Just 1. So square root of 1 upon 2 gives us 1 upon 2. So it has been simplified, and so we now know the value of sine 30. It is 1 by 2. And finally for 0 degree, now 0 degree is your little finger. We are counting the fingers in the downward direction. So if we look below the little finger, how many fingers are there? There are no fingers now. 0 fingers. So under root 0 upon 2, you know under root 0 is 0. So 0 upon 2 is a 0. So sine 0 degree is 0. So once again we have seen all the values of cos theta, cos of standard angles, and now in front of you you have all the 5 values of standard angles but for sine. So whenever you come across sine 90 degree, substitute 1. Whenever you see sine 60 degree, write root 3 by 2, replace it by root 3 by 2. When you see sine 45, instead of sine 45, write its value as 1 upon root 2. Sine 30 is half, and sine 0 degree is 0. Finally, we have one short to standard angles tan. Now the formula for tan was square root of fingers above upon square root of fingers below. Now in this case for tan, you have to turn your palm. Previously the palm was facing us. Now for tan, you have to turn your palm. Now after turning the palm, you can see the little finger is above now. The little finger is above Angles are same. We have not changed the values. Little finger is still 0. Ring finger is still 30 degree. Middle finger is 45. Index finger is 60 and thumb is still 90. But we have turned our palm. So 0 degree, which is little finger, is now at the top, followed by ring finger, which is 30, then long finger 45, index finger 60 and the thumb 90. Now we have to remember the formula, square root of fingers above upon square root of fingers below. So let's start. Now let's calculate the value of 0 degree. Now if I look at my palm, how we should concentrate on the little finger. Now above little finger, how many fingers are there? There are no fingers, so it is square root of 0. Now when I count the number of fingers below the little finger, there are 4 fingers. So the answer for tan 0 will be square root of 0 upon square root of 4, and we know square root of 0 is 0 and square root of 4 is 2. 0 upon 2 is 0. So the value of tan 0 is taken as 0. I hope you have understood. Now next let us see tan 30. Now when I look, the palm has been turned. Please remember this. Now how many fingers are above? 1. And how many fingers are below the ring finger? 3. So square root of finger above, root 1 upon root 3. Root 1 can be simplified and it becomes 1, but root 3 is not a perfect square, so it will remain root 3. So my answer for tan 30 degree is 1 upon root 3. Next we have tan 45. Tan 45, since it is the middle finger, so you will always have 2 fingers above and 2 fingers below. So when I have square root of 2 upon square root of 2, both get cancelled and we have here the value as 1. So tan 45 degree is 1. Next we have 60 degree. 60 degree is your index finger. Remember we have turned our palm. So how many fingers are above? We have 3 fingers. How many fingers are below? Only 1 finger. So square root of 3 upon square root of 1. So it is root 3 by 1, which is root 3. So tan 60 becomes root 3. And finally we have tan 90. Now the thumb, looking at the thumb with our palm turned, and I look at the thumb, how many fingers are above? 4 fingers. How many fingers are below? 0. So square root of 4 of course becomes 2. 2 upon 0, because square root of 4 is 2 and square root of 0 is 0. So 2 upon 0 is undefined. So the value of 90 is undefined, nothing. Okay. So it is undefined. We have put the symbol of infinity. So these are the values. So whenever you see in your questions tan 0, tan 30, 45, 60, 90, these are the values you will substitute. For tan 0 it is a 0, tan 30 it is 1 upon root 3, tan 45 it is 1, tan 60 it is root 3, and tan 90 is what? Yes, it is undefined. Yes, now we will see all the standard angles we discussed just now, sine, cos and tan, with all the standard angles. Okay, so here we have the table, the complete values of all the standard angles. In the topmost direction you can see all the standards written. Topmost column, 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree and 90 degree. And vertically what we have written, all the t ratios. We have marked here sine theta. So when I will replace theta with 0 degree, see how to read this table. When I say sine 0 degree, the answer will be 0. When I say sine 30 degree, correspondingly we will see. When I say sine 30, I have to see in the column of the sign is moving. You have to move horizontally. When you see 30 degree, you have to just look down. What is the value corresponding to sine? So sine 30 degree is half, sine 45 degree is 1 by root 2, sine 60 degree is root 3 by 2, and sine 90 degree is 1. Now let's see for cos. Cos 0 degree is 1, cos 30 degree is root 3 by 2, cos 45 degree is 1 by root 2, and cos 60 degree is 1 by 2, and cos 90 degree is 0. Now for tan we have tan 0 is 0, tan 30 is 1 by root 3, tan 45 is 1, tan 60 degrees root 3, and tan 90, as we told, it is undefined. Now when I look at this table, I can think about certain things which is clearly visible to me. The first thing which is visible to me is the values of sine and the values of cos. If you look carefully, first look at the values of sine from 0, half, 1 by root 2, root 3 by 2 and 1. When I look at cos now, all the values are same but in the reverse direction. Whatever value I have written for sine 90, which is 1, that has been given for cos 0. Am I correct? Then sine 60 is root 3 by 2. That value has come for cos 30 degree root 3 by 2. Now the next number in sine is 1 by root 2, and that same value comes over here. Then when I go to sine 30, the same value I have for sine 60, half, and for 0 degree it is 0, for 90 it is 0. So if you know the values of sine, for the values of cos are just in the reverse direction. So that means if I know the values of sine, I know the values of cos also, because all the values of sine has been written in the reverse direction. And the third, tan. Tan, we know, we have learnt a quotient relation, that tan theta is equal to sine theta upon cos theta. So tan is sine's value upon cos value. So if I want to find the value of tan theta, if I know the value of sine 0 and I know the value of cos 0, 0 upon 1 is 0. We have to divide. Now for tan 30 degree, if I know the value of sine 30, it is 1 by 2. The value of cos 30 is root 3 by 2. 2 gets cancelled with 2 and I am left with 1 by root 3. Are you understanding? For the value of tan 45, I have written 1. How this 1 has come? Sine 45 degree upon cos 45 degree. 1 upon root 2 divided by 1 upon root 2 will give me 1. Then similarly for tan 60 degree, if I divide the value of sine 60 by cos 60, root 3 by 2 divided by 1 by 2, I get root 3. Similarly for tan 90, sine 90 is 1 and cos 90 is 0. 1 upon 0 is undefined, therefore for the value of tan 90 is undefined. This way also you can do. Now one more thing I can see is, as I move in the ascending order, I am talking about the angles. If I move from 0 to 90 degree, ascending order, 0 degree, 30 degree, 45 degree, 60 degree, 90 degree, the value of sine and the value of tan are increasing. As you can see, from 0 it has come to 1, and for tan also from 0 till infinity. But the value of cos is behaving in a different way. The value of cos is decreasing as the value of standard angles are increasing. It is from 1, it has become 0. Just look at the values of cos. So here we come to a new conclusion, that with the increasing value of the standard angles, the value of sine and tan keeps on increasing, and with the increasing value of the standard angles, the value of cos is continuously decreasing. And one more thing children, in this table we have not talked about cosec theta, sec theta and cot theta. Why we have not talked about? Because if I know the value of sine theta, cos theta and tan theta, I know the value of cosec, sec and cot. Why? Because they are reciprocal to each other. For example, if sine 0 degree is 0, what is the reciprocal? Reciprocal of 0 means 0 upon 1. And what is for cosec? It is 1 upon 0. It is undefined. Then we have for sine 30 degree, 1 by 2. 1 by 2 will become 2 upon 1. Then the next it will become root 2 upon 1. Then it will become 2 upon root 3. And for sine 90, it is 1 upon 1 is 1. So when you will take the reciprocal of all these values, you are having with you the value of sec, cosec and cot. So let's move to the next slide now. Point to ponder. We have already seen the table and we have thought a lot. So let's see what is there to think once again. These things are important, which we have seen when we were looking at the table at a glance. We saw some important things. Let's see what is that important thing. Yes, the values of cot theta, sec theta and cosec theta have not been displayed in the table that we saw just now, because these are the reciprocals of tan theta, cos theta and sin theta. So if I know the value of tan theta, I know the value of cot theta. If I know the value of cos theta, I know the value of sec theta, and if I know the value of sin theta, I am having with me the value of cosec theta. The next thing, yes, this also we observed. As the value of theta increases from 0 to 90 degree, the value of sine and tan keeps on increasing. Whereas the value of cos, the only value, the value which goes on decreasing is cos. So you have to remember this point. Now let's solve one or two questions to understand the application of standard angles. We have learned that whenever we come across standard angles, we have to replace it with the values we have learned just now. So let's take just two examples to understand the application of standard angles. So here we have the first question. In this we have cos square 45 plus sine square 60 plus sine square 30. Now 45, 60 and 30, you know they all are standard angles and they have their own values. Now if only cos 45 comes, I will write the value as it is. But since it is cos square, so whatever value I write, that has to be squared. Remember this. So let's start with the solution. First thing is we will replace the values. Cos 45, we know it is 1 upon root 2. Since it is cos square 45, so it will be 1 upon root 2 square. Plus what is sine square 60? It is root 3 by 2. So sine square 60 will be root 3 by 2 whole square. Then we have sine 30. Sine 30 is 1 by 2, and in the question what is given? Sine square 30. So it will be 1 by 2 whole square. So the next step will be to solve each bracket and write. I know 1's square is 1 and root 2 square is 2. So it will be 1 by 2. Next we have root 3's square, which is 3, upon 2's square. It will be 4. Last is 1's square upon 2's square. So 1's square is 1, 2's square is 4. So it is 1 by 4. The next step is, after squaring them, we have written. Now when we see three fractions are getting added up, what we will be doing next? Yes, we will take the LCM. LCM is 4. So the first numerator changes. It will be 1 into 2. So it is 2. The rest 2 will remain same because they are already having the denominator as 4. So it is 3 plus 1. Then we have, when on adding, we get 6 by 4. 6 by 4 has to be reduced to the lowest possible form. It is 3 by 2. And 3 by 2 is your final answer. You should not leave it at 6 by 4 because it is a ratio. So ratio has to be always in the lowest possible form. Let's see one more question. See, this question is based on proving. Children, always remember when they ask you to prove something. So this is already two sides are given. They are saying they are equal. Now you have to prove it with some working part. Here I can see some standard angles, 30 degree, 60 degree I can see. So I have to replace their values. So whenever it is asked to prove, understand the method. You have to take with is equal to sign. Whenever we see is equal to, we have left hand side and we have right hand side. So you to solve both the parts. Solve the left hand side, come to a conclusion. Solve the right hand side, come to the conclusion. Those two answers, those two final results should be same. Then only your left hand side is equal to right hand side. So let's start. First of all, we will take left hand side. In the left hand side, as you can see, two brackets are getting multiplied. There is nothing to substitute in the first bracket, so let it be as it is. Now in the second bracket, I have 3 minus cot 30. I told you before also, we need not understand the value of what is cot 30, because if you know the value of tan 30, you know the value of cot 30 also. Tan 30 was 1 by root 3. So what will be cot 30? It will be the reciprocal, so it will be root 3. So here we substitute the value. The second step is all other parts as it is, two brackets as it is, the every term as it is, but instead of cot 30 we have substituted the value because cot 30 is a standard angle and we know its value. So we have substituted. Now trigonometry is over. because now what you have is your previous knowledge. Trigonometry was still where you substituted the value of cot 30. Now whatever you will do, that is your previous knowledge, and we have two brackets, and in both the brackets two terms are there. It is multiplication of a binomial by a binomial. So how you will multiply? You know this, root 3 will be multiplied with the second bracket, and then plus 1 will be multiplied with the second bracket. We will open them both the brackets one by one. So first let's open the first bracket. Root 3 into 3 will give me 3 root 3, and minus root 3 into root 3 will give me 3, and the next bracket is multiplied with 1. When we multiply anything with 1, the terms will remain same. So here you have 3 root 3 minus 3, then in the next bracket I have plus 3 minus root 3. Now you can see here minus 3 and plus 3 are same numbers with opposite sign, so they will get cancelled, and now I am left with 3 root 3 minus root 3. It is just like if I assume root 3 as x, it becomes 3x minus x. Okay, let us assume root 3 as x, because I have 3 root 3 minus root 3. So if I assume root 3 to be x, so what I get? 3x minus x. So what is the answer I will get? 2x. So I will not write 2x, I will write 2 root 3. So this is your final answer of left hand side. Now let us see the right hand side. In right hand side I have tan cube 60 minus 2 sin 60, and we know from these both are standard angles, we know their values also. Tan 60 is root 3. Since it is tan cube 60, so this value has to be cubed. Now next we have minus 2 sin 60, that means minus 2 into the value of sin 60, and the value of sin 60 is root 3 by 2. We will substitute. The first thing is 2 gets cancelled with 2. Now I am left with root 3's cube minus root 3. Now we will simplify. It is root 3 into root 3 into root 3. So root 3 into root 3 becomes 3. 1 root 3 is left. So now I am having with me the same 3 root 3 minus root 3. We have solved it in the left hand side also. So we know its answer is 2 root 3. So when I finish off with solving of left hand side and right hand side, I see both the final result of left hand side and right hand side are same. So from here we conclude that left hand side, since left hand side is equal to right hand side, hence the question was asked to prove, hence we have proved. So here we complete the solving of the question, and we come to the end of the session also. So let's summarize what we have learned today. Yes, for sure we have learned the palm formula for cos theta, sin theta and tan theta. And here are the formulas. For cos theta it is square root of fingers above upon 2. For sin theta is square root of fingers below upon 2. And for tan theta it is square root of fingers above upon square root of fingers below. So one more thing we saw, that as the value of theta increases from 0 to 90, when we talk about 0 to 90 there are many angles, but since today's topic was just standard angles, so when I say when theta increases from 0 to 90 degree, I am referring with the standard angles only. So when the value standard angles increases, if you recollect that table, we saw that the value of sin theta and tan theta is continuously increasing, whereas the value of cos theta was continuously decreasing. So here we come to the end of the session. Thank you children, and God bless you, and don't forget to subscribe my channel, like and subscribe my channel, and press the bell icon for the latest updates.